Hello, welcome back to 𝑊INFXTRADING YouTube channel, the only channel that was optimized to make you rich trading the forex synthetic markets. If this is your first time of visiting this channel, do your best to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that you get notified each time I upload a new content. Try to refer this channel to your network so that it will push us to a higher level of audience. In today's topic, we shall discuss block loading irreversibility principle applied to forex synthetic market. Is it one of the biggest problem in trading is direction. It's not just getting an entry, is direction. If the direction is against you, your stop loss is at threat. If the direction is in your favor, your take profit is going to be hit. Okay, so the idea of blocks, the idea of loading, and the idea of irreversibility are very, very important stuff we should know. It's not that they are going to be absolute, that you just open the chart and just run the block loading analysis and then conclude. You still need to deploy the major things in trading, which is price action analysis, structural analysis, okay, top-down analysis. So the loading is just something you add to all those ones to actually get the right direction, because you might actually do a lot of things, yet this topic can lead to your failure if you don't know it. Okay, because the market is influenced by a lot of forces and historical factors. An example is, let's assume we have a typical price movement. This is the price axis and this is the time axis. Okay, if we have a typical price movement where we have this kind of movement, we have this kind of movement. Okay, this is a typical price movement. You have to, like, you bear witness that when price is coming towards this level, you will be like, it's going to reverse because of what happened here. And when price is returning back to this level, you feel like it's going to reverse because of what happened here. So you see, indirectly, the past is trying to control the future. Okay, now there are forces of demand and supply. Okay, so you'll be like, buyers will lose strength and then sellers will take over, and sellers will lose strength and buyers will take over. So all these things controls the direction of the market. Okay, but as a technical analyst, you should have known certain things. As a technical analyst, you should have known certain things that validate direction. So when you have a session like this and we have an output like this, your conclusion is that this output is not going to go back into where it is coming from. So that way we say that there is a loading. So what I mean by loading, take for instance, we have an input signal, okay, that interacted here, which is a loop. So this loop is made up of ranges in the market and then create an output. Okay, so here we have an output of certain energy content and strength and powers, and then we have an input. Okay, now this this uh this loop is called block. So this loop is now block. Okay, now when we take it into loading aspect, when we view the block as a loading factor, then it takes us into block loading analysis. Okay, so a block loading means that immediately price left this session, we will now say that this block is loaded, meaning that this block controls the output and it makes the output not to come back to it, meaning that you can deploy stop loss around the block, the loaded block, and that stop loss will not be hit. Okay, so when it comes to irreversibility, as a trader, you can never use your natural instinct to reverse market. You can't reverse market by thought. Your thought cannot reverse market. So market is irreversible. That's what it's trying to mean. Market is irreversible. But I'm going to use the block loading criteria to show that this is real. Okay, take for instance, we have an input signal that interacts with a loop or a block. This is loop or a block here, and then give us an output. Okay, signal OS, input signal IS. Okay, you should not come and, because here is upward, so the market is buying, right? You should not come and sell when this block has not been violated, because what this block is telling you, that whatever come out of me, whatever be generated from me, is going to continue, like it's going to continue running away from me, and so you dare not reverse it. There's no way you can come and place a sell when this block is still active. It's not going to work. So that is the meaning of irreversibility principle. The market is irreversible. So I've actually illustrated this, and then we are going to chart to actually put it to practical. Okay, so right now this is test 900 down in this, and I'll be in the candlestick domain. Okay, now measure a high and a low. Just mark any high and the low in the past and analyze what that high and low do. Analyze the outcome of the high and the low as time goes on. So we have a low here, so I'm going to mark it with this arrow is pointing to the right, meaning that we are going into the future, right? So we have a high here. Okay, this is daily time frame. Okay, this is daily time frame. Okay, so when you go to the line frequency chart, you see that we can model our block with a rectangle. So use the high and the low. So we have planned a block. So this is a block. This is a block loading. We want to load this block so that we understand the right direction. So this block is loaded because it generates any block that generates output is loaded, so long the output is continuous function of time, right? So we have a continuous input that oscillated within this block. After it generated a stabilized output. So this output is stable because it does not re-enter inside this session. Okay, now we will now say that this block is loaded, meaning that the output is continuous indefinitely without coming back to this block. And so that brings in the irreversibility principle. So you can't come and be selling so long this output is a buy. You can come and be selling. The same thing happened with a situation where you loaded a block to create a sell signal. You dare not go and buy until that block is violated. You can see that I will stretch this. So price came, this block is loaded, and so every sell output is going to be continuous far away from this block. And so you see the sell continues going down. Okay, so you can't come and buy. There is nowhere you can get a definite buy so long this block is there. Okay, but there are block operations where you analyze as many block as you can to see how price react to them. That is block operation. So here you see there is a block. So this block here, I have a block here. I loaded the block. Price break out of the block. Okay, so price break out of this block. Okay, and give us a buy output. So I will just keep buying this market. Okay, so this I will just delete this block because it's outdated, right? That is, you have to update blocks. Blocks are likely going to be outdated. So right here you see there is no point of me trying to sell because of the presence of this loaded block, because this is a bullish loaded block. There's no point of me trying to sell. I look for buy. So block operations are needed. So right now let me perform a block operation to see the direction of the market. First of all, I will label here any nearest block. You are going to model any nearest block. You are going to load any nearest block. So I've loaded this block, and now at least try to load the nearest blocks to see what the market is doing. Maybe one block is not enough, so you have to load at least 2 blocks, more than 2 blocks. Start with at least 2 blocks. Okay, here we have this block here, and then which another block? Is there any other block? Okay, 1 block is cool. I'm sorry, 1 block is cool, because if you make it 2 block, the analysis will be complicated. But if there is a need to use more than 1 block, then you will know from experience. You will know. But for here, this is 1 block. The output is a sell. So you dare not come and be looking for a buy in this market because of what happened here. Okay, you dare not come and be looking for a buy in this market because of what happened here. Okay, so some trader will argue that, but the market reversed here, and I was talking about reversibility, but the market reversed here. You cannot predict where the market can reverse, but you can continue you can continue on the output of a loaded block. Okay, it's easier to continue to follow, it's easier to follow a trend than to reverse a trend. 80% to 90% of time, all reverse trend end up losing, blowing the account. Why all continued trend? When you continue in the direction of the trend, you make better profit. Okay, so what it means is, instead of, when you saw this output, instead of trying to buy, you sell and you make profit selling. Okay, so if you step down to 4-hour time frame and you start running your block analysis, you see the reason why you can buy, because there is a block here when you draw the highs and low. So the output is a buy. So you will never sell in this market in the 4 hour time frame. Okay, it depends on the time frame you are. You never sell in this market so long price is above this block. Okay, so it depends on what you're observing. So right here we have a sharp end here, we have a tiny block here. You will never look for buy in this market. You will never look for buy in this market, no matter how crazy it sounds. But if you sell, you are going to succeed. In fact, it's good to sell. You are going to monitor this block. I will update the result later. I'm going to trade this. I'm going to monitor this market. I'm going to trade it. I'm going to upload the results so that if you watch this video and then you remember, oh, I said it and this is the profit, right? So I'm going to wait for this block to be loaded. It's not loaded yet. Okay, so a loaded block must have a stabilized output. You know the output is creating some sort of output, but if the output is not stable yet, okay, so I'm going to show you why it's not stable. So it's not stable yet because if you go to candlestick to man, then you step down a little bit to lower time frame, and then you see each time price want to leave this session, it goes back into the block, meaning that the block is unstable, it's not loaded yet, it's not a loaded block. Now right now we need a clearance, we need a confirmed clearance. We want price action to trade outside this block, and then if it is pulling back, it will find it difficult to enter here. That means the block is not fully loaded. Okay, so you now look for sales after some sort of pullback, because there must be a retracement for you to make a profit. If there is no retracement and you enter trade, the retracement will happen, and when it happens you will lose. Okay, I will end this video. Make sure you subscribe to our VIP signals, and make sure you enroll for our courses if you want to go for it. You know, I have taught it. You think it will be so easy? Yes, in most cases it depends on who you are. It can be easy if you have what it takes, but if you don't have what it takes, try to subscribe to our VIP signal channels, enroll for our mentorship and courses to make it a habit and to get the culture of what it means to be a successful trader. Bye for now.